Here we go. Our handsome host is not with us today, so you've got an even better looking host and the best panel in the business. K-Mac is everywhere. Kate McCarthy, welcome.
Kano, great to be here. Yeah, we're missing a member, aren't we?
We are. Big shoes to fill. And Sportsbet's number 2 man is Josh Jenkins. JJ, good afternoon.
Is this our real start? He's giving himself, he's handsome. He's the number one man.
I didn't say I was number 1. I just said you were number 2. K-Mac's number 1.
Couldn't even find a collar for us. Unbelievable start from you.
Well, at least I've got some tracky pants on. Hey, we had a reasonable week, didn't we, last week? We had some winners. Let's go through them as we always like to do, because there's my man, Nate Caddy, 3+. Get involved. Well done to the 2 punters who followed me on the feed. Disgraceful. K-Mac, you got one.
Charlie is back. He is someone, we're going to talk about him on the show, but he is absolutely back. I had him 2+ for a little Sunday saver, but we could have gone bigger. He kicked 4, JJ.
Yes, and the combos are going beautifully. Number 2, you reckon? Just have a look at these 2. The combos are beautiful, and
about time.
Hang on, it's the second time we've got the team multi up. So the first one was $18, that one's $14, $32. So if you have $1 on it every single week, you're going to end the season in front.
There you go.
What more can we do?
Check out the app for all the video content, our tips and analysis. We have to keep ourselves accountable. We pump ourselves up. We were pretty ordinary with the over-unders last week. One each split. I'm in all sorts. You and I, K-Mac, JJ out in front by 3. It was a really tough Anzac Day game because it was almost over.
Well, I think I was done. So Roberts had cleared that number by 3/4 time. Nick the same. So, problems left, right and centre all around there. But 1 from 4, if we do that every week, I'm happy because I'll win for
I was worried. I was watching that and I was like, I've had a shocker this week. This is awful. And then I didn't want to talk about it, and we came in here and you guys got one as well. So it makes me feel slightly better that you guys were as bad as me. So.
You're in charge this week. Bit of indecision, though, I've seen on the group chat. They're very much... I
tried to do the right thing and ask who we would like, and I'm not doing that from now on. I'm just going to
You've lost confidence here.
Well...
Just make a call, Kane.
All right, OK. I'll back myself in, and next week it'll be just the names, and if you can't get them, get stuffed.
We'll get to that a little bit later on. Showdown 59, would you believe? What a rivalry. I think the best rivalry in the game, and a very tough game to tip because Adelaide coming off a shocker. How much... factor with the emotional week that they've had, and Port Adelaide are going pretty well the last fortnight, Joe.
They are. Disappointingly, I was having a look this morning. You and I won all in showdowns. I thought I would have had the wood on him, but unfortunately not. You decided to retire week. I think this game will be... Now, going in, I thought Adelaide are a better team, more is expected, but then you go and have a look at the numbers. Port Adelaide, number 2 in the competition for time in forward half. Adelaide can't get it out of their back half. Adelaide either last or second last for every category which involves getting the ball out of your back 50 and scoring, or getting in your front half of the game. So the closer this game gets, Kate, I'm starting to think Port are a big chance to win this game.
Yeah, and if you look at their, I think, 3/4 against Hawthorn as well, they were really, really good. But there's one man, Kane, I'll let you take this because he's your boy.
I'm happy
How good was he?
I'm happy for you to take it. He's having a nice run of form, and it was this stoppage stuff that they really got a hold of at Geelong, even though Butters, as we touched on last week, was getting the tag. Those two went to work, and when those two go to work, Port Adelaide often win. And Adelaide's midfield is a real concern for them. They certainly, these will be the 2 best midfielders on the ground. I'm not sure who Adelaide's number 1 man is, with Dawson being a little bit everywhere, but he's into $51.
Into $51?
Into $51, because there's someone sitting on this panel who's a market mover. 2 days ago, he was $101, and I went on radio on Fireball and said, this will never be $101 ever again, proven vote getter, and there you go.
Are they going to win enough games for him to...
Well, that's the question.
And is Zach going to get some
Zach's going to steal a few, I reckon.
And your man get some 2s and 1s. But last week he was... I would have given him the 3 last week. Can't believe Geelong didn't tag him. Adelaide will try and tag him with maybe Michaelani.
Peatling.
I think Peatling to Butters, Michaelani to Horn Francis. Again, Port Adelaide still feel like a team. If you can No, I was going to say take out, but you can't. Nullify Horn-Francis, nullify Butters, and try and take Georgiades out of the game. You'll beat them.
Well, Adelaide didn't tag any of these people, K-Mac, because Neil and Bailey and all of Brisbane's mids had a field day.
They did, and they're giving up the most disposals in the competition to opposition midfielders, Adelaide. So I think Port can have a red-hot crack at this. And you look at the flip side of it, Port are actually the most restrictive to the opposition mids. So if you're looking for midfielders to get on, you're definitely looking at Port Adelaide, in my opinion, as opposed to the Adelaide mids. We saw the struggles that they had with clearance especially, and they love to score from clearance as well, Port Adelaide. If they get it out of the middle and they're going ahead for a 6-6-6 to Mitch Georgiades, good luck.
We'll get to Mitch shortly. Before that, I just need to put an Adelaide player on notice.
Not Tex.
It is time, not Tex. Even
Oh.
though he just touched the ball twice last week. What a disgrace that was.
Well, he's averaging 3 goals a game.
Isaac
across the
I
Rankin.
last
brought him up just then. He didn't even bring him up. You did.
It was a half volley.
Isaac Rankin is on notice. It is time for Isaac to remind us all of the star player he can be. There's been cameos from Isaac this year. He'll bob up and kick a nice forward 50 goal. Then you don't see him. These are his numbers in the drop-off from 24 to 26, and it's pretty alarming, really. In almost every facet there, he's not having the same impact as he has had the previous 2 years. So I think there is one player that needs to set his sights on winning the Showdown medal and dragging Adelaide over the line and putting together a month of football that reminds us what a player he is, because he's just not the same guy this year.
Do you think he's been disrupted with the Josh Rochelle move, and now he's kind of taken that role and he's taken to it very well? He's playing that role almost better than, clearly better than Rankin this year. I still think if he's up and running, though, he does play the role better. But has he been at the misfortune of how good Josh Rochelle has been in there?
They seem reluctant to play Rochelle and Rankin around the ball at the same time. I would have thought it's an absolute weapon. And when you consider their midfield is Berry and Peatling and guys who are a bit one-paced, get those two around the footy at the same time. Especially, they almost never attend the same centre bounce.
Never.
At a stoppage where there's so much space, we just saw the highlights of how shifty and agile Butters and Horn-Francis. It's poor coaching if they're not at the same stoppage a little bit more. So he's one to watch for
Big
sure.
night for Isaac on Friday night. Big night for Mitch Georgiades, who's having another fine season. Could have been even bigger for him against the Cats.
Unbelievable.
4 goals, 6.
4 goals, 6. He dropped 2 chest marks on the lead inside forward 50, which could have been 4 goals, 7, 4 goals, 8. Incredible stuff. He's such a dynamic key forward. He's a little bit undersized, 6'3", maybe 6'4", but he's so quick on the lead. Jack Henry's actually a good matchup for him because he's equally as athletic in terms of the movement stuff, but Mitch was just far too athletic. Have a look at that. What's going on here?
I don't know.
What's going on with him?
The thing that highlights how good he is currently is everyone in the stadium knows that when they get the ball out of the middle or when they get the ball anywhere, they are targeting Mitch Georgiades. And when it's that obvious and you still can't stop the guy, especially against Geelong, yes, they were down a few tools in this game, but they are defensively sound. He's had 68 targets, so 35% of the teams inside 50s have gone through him. The next best, Jack Whitlock with 28. So just to highlight how good he is and how well he's going, yes, 4 goals, 6, could have had a massive night, but everyone knows it's going there, yet no one can really stop him.
There you go. 3 goals, $2, 4 goals, $3.50. And if you think he's going to go big in the Showdown, $7.
And he mightn't stay, says someone in your
Well, I don't think he
family.
will. I think that'd be pretty nervous. I think that would be
okay.
pretty. I hope he stays. We all hope he
Backing up Big
stays.
Bro, are we?
I think they would be reasonably nervous. But that was a what-if game. You want to take a look at some of the biggest what-if games ever?
Yeah, I thought we'd have a look at some of the biggest what-if games. Now, some of these are still pretty good games. Alan Jakovic had 22 kicks, 19 of those were scores, 11 goals, 8. What about Jason Dunstall? He had 24 disposals in this game, early 90s. 21 of them were kicks, 20 of them were scores.
Wow.
And then Buddy has said, I can top it all. I'll just go and kick 2 goals, 11. I mean, that game needs to be
do that,
looked
buddy.
at.
He could do that.
2 goals, 11.
He could spray him. Didn't Tom Lynch kick 2-7?
2-7 is bad. That's
a bad
probably
day.
the modern day version of what. But someone needs to go back and check that.
2
goals,
11.
11.
Let's have a look at it. I reckon we find it.
Good lord.
Let's do that on
Let's
kick-ons.
find
We'll analyse that and what could have been. Hey, K-Mac, back it or bin it?
Yes, Back It or Bin It is back, and we're going to have a look at the man that we just mentioned, Mitch Georgiades. He is straight in the back it column. Like we said, we all know it's going through him, but he'll get plenty of opportunities. I'm keeping the bin with Essendon line. Who the hell knows what Essendon team's going to rock up? So let's get rid of the line unless you're going to be JJ and fix it yourself, which makes sense. Mids disposals against North, still pretty restrictive there. Melbourne total goals averaging just under 15 goals a game, the D's, so I like that. But Archie Roberts, the man that got me my 1 over under, so I'm all in on him. Have a look at this. 7 kick-ins from Archie Roberts. He got 10 disposals on the back of those kick-ins. They just love the footy in his hand. Whether or not it's the right thing for the team, still yet to be determined, but they just love the footy in his hands. He had 42 in the Anzac Day game, and I don't see him slowing down with the way that they use it.
Yeah, no, there's a bit of sheezy ball about this.
Well, that one there, that's garbage, right?
On watch, JJ. So if any of those of you that watch us on YouTube or on Channel 7 Kick-Ons, if you can come up with a nice catchy name, like sheezy ball.
He's too young for the nickname.
Archie Roberts, just send us your suggestions, please. Leave a comment on YouTube. I want a new name.
What about Archie
for
Robs
Archie
it?
Roberts.
Oh.
Archie Robs it.
Yes,
So
something like that.
Disposals.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't buy into it.
It's a tough task for Essendon. You want to rewrite the line.
It is. They have played Brisbane relatively close in the past few games, but Brisbane have been unbelievably inaccurate. 36 goals, 48 they've kicked in the last 3 games. So if Brisbane get a sniff, now someone's going to need to do something because Brisbane are a team at the moment who just need to be niggled, prodded, interested. Maybe it's Sam Draper up against the old team. Does he get in the face of someone and just get the rest of the Lions team invested at Marvel? Perfect conditions. They could win big. So 69.5 point head start to the Bombers. I reckon Brisbane could cover that at $4.
I think this could be one, and I've said this about the Lions this year. I think they're September specialists now. And this one, at an early game at Marvel, I think they could just do enough to get the job done.
Go through the motions.
Yeah, and they've been a bit like that so far this year. And you're right, they need a little bit of a poke or a prod. Had a really good game against Adelaide. Don't know. Could be one where they just get enough out in front.
They couldn't get rolled,
and that's
could
it. Nah, well, we saw the draw against North Melbourne last year. Like, I think they're a team that now, if they feel like if they don't really need to turn up, do they?
Yeah.
Do they not?
I'm hearing you.
They play with their food a little bit.
Hey, I'll
at
tell you
times.
who's hungry. Charlie Cameron. I know you want to have a chat about him, and he's just maybe reminding us again.
Reminding you. Some of us never forgot.
No, well, he had a flat patch, didn't he? And he struggled there for a bit.
He did.
Off-season, good pre-season. He's tackling hard, and he is reminding us that he may still be the best small forward in the game.
Yeah, career-high accuracy for him, a career-high year so far. And I think, he's at his best when he's doing this. He's getting up the ground to start with, and then he's just got a mountain of room to work into. But early in the game, he gave off a really nice score involvement. And for me, when Charlie's either laying chase-down tackles or getting involved early and giving goals off, that's usually when he actually hits the scoreboard most because he's in the game, he's engaged and he's looking for the best option. At times where he's searching for his form, he has some shots from really difficult areas and doesn't give off to his teammates, but didn't do that on the weekend, and I think his numbers say he's back to his best or he's eclipsed his best, and I think he continues that form.
We touched on Archie Roberts with the rebounding factor, and they are important, the rebounders.
Yes, they are,
JJ,
yeah.
and one team's got 2 of the best.
Yeah, GWS have got a couple of absolute stars. The rebounders are key because if they go about it in the right way, then they are so important. So Lockie Ash, no half-backer, creates more scores than he does.
He's a surprise.
No, well, he was one I had listed, and when I thought that was a really nice pickup. He's going to get better for Fremantle as he probably, because he's the most defensive, I reckon, of that group. Now, I take Tom McCartan out of it. That's a bit of an aberration as a key defender. But you look at the other guys, they're attackers, right? Maynard's pretty good defensively. McPhee's the one who I think can be a great lockdown defender and also provide rebounds. So they're incredibly important providing they play the game in the right way.
How is Tom McCartan on that list but not Nick Blakey?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he had a great game the other night, so one game's put him in there. But this is not a lot of love there for the Giants, who are okay against North Melbourne and Gold Coast, not setting the world on fire, are they?
Bit of trust shown here in Gold Coast from our traders upstairs. I'm not sure. A 3-goal head start for the Giants is handy. Again, this team continues to disappoint. Look, there's 2 ways to look at this game. Was the 50-metre penalty the thing that really stopped them, or should you be tougher than that mentally? Should you be able to not drop your bundle like that and lose the game by 49 points. Because it's easy to say, well, they were about to be back in the game. They've ultimately lost by 7 or 8 goals.
I think they've flown under the radar a little bit this season so far. I think we often hear the phrase, oh, if that team's in Victoria, we're talking all about them. Well, if they're in Victoria right now, I feel like the media is far more putting it sort of the lens on them, the blowtorch on them, because they've been really poor.
Yep.
They've been really poor at clearance in the sense that, said it last week, they either win it or they lose it really badly. And GWS are a really good clearance team. So I think if they can get on top in that area, I think they might be able to ask a few questions of the Suns.
Friday night doubleheader, Fremantle taking on the Western Bulldogs, and we've seen Jeremy Cameron kick 10. We've seen Charlie Curnow kick 7 against this depleted Western Bulldogs defence, and Freo's forward line is the best in the league. Their key forwards are the best. I told you this before the start of the season. We had to mark it up JJ for Voss, Amos and Tracy on how many combined goals that they would kick, but who's going to stop these guys?
No, well, it's going to be Buku and Jed Bustlinger,
Good luck.
I think. But we're back to the same old with the Dogs. So some opportunities to get involved from a Fremantle goal scoring perspective. The tricky thing is, it is a bit of an equal opportunity attack. Amos is the one who plays close to goal the most, so you might get 1 or 2 of those, which is handy. Tracy's the number 1 man, but he often works hard up the ground, and you've got Voss slotting in. So last time Freo played the Dogs, which was effectively the unofficial play-in game, they all kicked 3. So it's hard to know who's going to get the biggest bite of the cherry.
They're probably reflected there as well. So not a whole lot of value at 3+, maybe 5+ is the way to go, but which one are you going to put the money on? And then Tracy as well to go really big is there as well. So can he do...
That's in terms of marking the footy. He's only ever, from a goal-kicking perspective...
What's his record?
This is what I say about Tracy. We're elevating him maybe before his time. He's only ever kicked 5 or more twice in his career. Someone like Shannon Neal's already done that 5 or 6 times. It's not all about goals, but from a marking perspective, and now we've got the incremental marks. So it used to be 4, 6, 8, 10. Now you can go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get involved.
Get involved in that. All right, we have a bit of a grudge match between St Kilda and Carlton because K-Mac, 2 of their former favourite sons, TDK and Jack Silvani, take on their old side.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. I thought the Saints for 3 quarters were really good on the weekend. Yes, against West Coast, but I thought Carlton were probably better than we have seen. Their ability to, though, when the game's on the line and the pressure is on, they just cannot cope under pressure. And we saw when the game was essentially over, they come back and kick 5 of the last 6 goals to get it back to a respectable margin. But I feel like the Saints should win this one and should win it comfortably. Will they, though?
What about this, though? This is interesting. So, look, I think the focus needs to be on Wilson and Philippou and the young guys.
So take that out of it. Who do you give a pass mark to? Go through
Silvani.
tick or just Silvani
Just
gets
Silvani.
a tick.
Yep, at the moment.
I think that's fair.
I wouldn't give the others a cross.
No.
But I would say Silvani's a tick and the other 3 have just been...
I actually don't think Liam Ryan has had a poor season.
Yeah, it's been okay.
I think having below average as a small forward is tough with the role that some small forwards now play. I think comparing a small forward that goes up to stoppage to a stay-at-home small forward is quite unfair in those rankings, and I think he's actually provided a lot to the Saints in their forward.
That's reasonable.
All right. We are up and running. There's the music. Coming up, though, the world-famous over and unders. We need to bounce back. We need to bounce back quickly. We'll do that next. Thanks for staying up with us and watching Kick-Ons. The best part of the program each week is the over and under. We were disgraceful last week. Disgraceful 1-1-1. We're going to bounce back this week. K-Mac, you've selected the players. We're going to start with my man, Jason Horne-Francis, whose disposal line is 26.5. How'd you sit?
Yeah, I'm surprised with what we saw earlier in the show, Kane, that you've gone under, but you'll have your reasons, I'm sure. I looked at this, and last week I put no thought into it, so I thought, well, this week I've got to completely overanalyse it because I got 1. 70% centre bounce attendances against Geelong, which is the highest by far this season. I think he's got his engine back. His last 3, he's averaging just under 30 disposals. They're getting a heap of the footy through the midfield. I've gone over for this one.
Nice case
Compelling
you make.
case.
Yeah, it was.
Compelling.
JJ?
I'll hear it and I'll dismiss it. What's worked for me recently is when I've seen a player like a Nick Blakey or a Keziah Pickett, the highest line I reckon I've ever seen for the player, take them on, That's why I'm taking
This would be his highest line ever, I reckon. He's about a 20-21 disposal.
Sure, and surely there's some
guy.
attention.
Has to play forward more if they're going to kick a winning score, too relying on Georgiades. That's my reasons. Jordan Dawson, why'd you pick him? Where's he going to play? What?
Well, why'd I pick him? Because we only get to choose about 4 players, and all the other ones that I wanted weren't there. So that's why I had to pick him. It was really, we wanted one from each team for the showdown, and this was the one we went with. I went under for this one. I think he goes under. Porter been really restrictive through the midfield this season, and I think Dawson goes under that line.
Yeah, I went under. Not a lot of confidence. Averages 21 disposals in the showdown, so that's enough to give me a little lead.
I went over. It's a new economy. Players are just getting so much of the football. 25 is not that much. So what do you have, 28 last week? That was my reasons. The next player is also 24.5. We're going to flip to another game, the other Friday night game, Riley Sanders of the Dogs.
Another tough one here, and again, not my first preference for the players that we got, but we've gone with Riley Sanders.
We get it. I
think under. I think Freo are pretty restrictive again to the opposition midfield. Not sure of the balance there. Yes, he'll probably spend more time in there with the injuries, but I think he goes under.
One of my favourite bets of the weekend, over.
Really?
Riley Sanders. He's just a little handball happy man, and which I'm fine with. I'm all good with. If I was his coach, I'd be fuming. Right. But I'm happy with the little handballs.
Yeah, I'm happy with little handballs too, so I've gone over as well. This one's really difficult. Shea Bolton, who's absolutely flying. His over-under is also 24.5. Kate?
I've gone under. When he goes big, he does go big, and he will go over if he has a big game, but 3 of his last 5, he's gone under that line.
I've gone over, but I wish I'd gone under.
Really? Okay, I went over, and I'm pretty happy with that. There it is. That's where it sits, and hopefully we have some better results, well I do, than we did last week. Now, with the Kane last week, it used to be Kane JJ. We're sharing it around this year, which I love. Very generous of you. You went Stephen A. Smith for not having...
It got back to him too.
...the ball knowledge that he should as their lead ESPN analyst. Last week I told you how much I hate hugs. Don't hug me. Anyone who wants that, just don't hug me.
We got the message.
I'm going at Roger Goodell, who's the NFL commissioner.
Hang on.
Look at the length of these awkward hugs. Let go. We get it, mate. Yeah. You don't know these people. You've never met them before. Let go. We do not need 10-second hugs.
Well.
We don't need sways. We don't need sweet nothings being whispered into ears. Look at this rubbish.
I'm all for
it. He's initiated that, though, the player. He's gone the rub on the back.
Pats. What is going on?
That's intimate.
Look at this. Disgraceful. So
and I reckon I cop it. I reckon I cop it at home for being unaffectionate. Imagine what you cop.
Roger. Never want to see that again. Richo has sent in his roughie this week. He can't be with us, but we'll get to that. And you want to make sure you follow that on the feed. You're watching Kick-Ons.
Great multi last week, team Kick-Ons. Richo Roughie this week. What are my thoughts? Fremantle Dockers up forward, too big and strong for the Western Bulldogs. 3 to pick JT, 3 to Jai Amos. Hits the deck, Michael Frederick, now in form. He'll kick 2. And Murphy Reid from midfield dominance, he'll kick a goal as well. Package them up. You know it makes sense.
You know it makes sense. What are my thoughts? That's a lot of goals.
It's a lot of goals.
A lot of goals from one team.
It's a lot of, and I know the reason he's not here, and it's not acceptable.
What is it?
No, I won't share it.
Okay.
It's got to do with horse racing, some other nonsense.
It's
not good enough.
Take that to the top as a number 2 man here at Sportsbet. Our weekend multi was very successful last week. Let's have a look. K-Mac, where'd you go?
Yeah, well, I thought it was the bet of the weekend. Jason Horne-Francis over. You guys think otherwise, so we might be out early.
Oh. Bet of the weekend, wow. I think the bet of the weekend is Riley Sanders. I'm so confident I've gone, forget the 25 plus, I'll have 26 plus.
26, Logan Morris to dine out with that easy fixture that they've got there, 3 plus. Richo Murphy Reid, 24 plus. You can follow that on our Kick-Ons feed. We'll also post it as well. Lovely work from you two today.
Good work by you.
Good hosting.
Yeah.
Thank you. Richo back next week. Thank goodness. Have a great weekend, everyone.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.